What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Chicago Cubs franchise. Here for MLB The Show 22. Guys, it's draft time, man. It's draft time. Are we ready to go or what? Look into our future. We got a lot of things to do today, so I'm going to wait for just a couple moments to see if we get more people to pop on in here. Live chat's kind of quiet. Mic check sounds good. So by now that you guys know kind of how the draft process is going to work, we covered the prospect showcase on Tuesday. So this is going to be pretty fun to see how we're going to look. How we're going to look here for our draft. So I'm actually going to have one of my assistants, one of my moderators coming on in here, Dalton Jett. And he's going to be kind of color commentating the draft with me as we see the picks flying in, as we see maybe some recommendations from him, see like maybe who we need to consider. Maddox is in here. What's up, sir? How you doing? So we're gonna get Dalton in here real quick, and let me know. I'm gonna do a little desktop audio here, see if we can get our man inside the Discord, and we should be ready to rock and roll here, guys. So let's see if we can get this popping here. So how the process is going to work is we are going to we're going to be doing a wheel spin. What's up, Sid? So we're going to be doing a wheel spin and determining in that bottom right hand corner what players that they're going to draft. What players are the CPU going to draft? And on the screen here, if I can just show you really quick, we'll do a little screen capture there. Up on the screen, you can notice maybe some blue chip pitchers. So year one draft blue chip pitchers. And on the right, we've got a bunch of players from our NCAA 07 series with the Bradley Braves over on Twitch. And these are just players that I came up with to think of, like, you know, they were pitching well. They were really good players. They were about 95, 96 type of overall players in that college series. And I'm bringing them over here to this series. I felt like this is kind of something new, something different that we don't see a whole lot of on YouTube. So I figured it would be good for some immersion. So what'll happen is once these players get drafted, they'll have a different name in the show, obviously, because when we go back here to our screen, you'll notice that in the scouting section, these players are not our players, right? So, for example, this Alberto Ramo or Carlos Alonso, Richard Guy, if those guys get drafted, we're basically replacing those players with our blue chip prospects, if that makes sense. So we've accounted for everything. We got the same number of pitchers, same number of, well, closers are pitchers, same number of positional players as well, and that's how that's going to run. So when these guys get drafted and they sign in the off season, they sign with their teams they get drafted by, we can just go in and edit them up, rename them, stances, attributes, equipment, everything. That's how we're going to run that. So therefore, our guys will be in the game. So when these players go off the board, don't think that that's who that is. Gustavo Hernandez will be Gustavo Hernandez no more, if that makes sense. So as we kind of wait for Dalton to pop on in here.
I'm here.
Oh, he's here. Okay, sweet. Can you guys, let me see. Can you just do a little intro, Dalton, see if I can get that audio working right for you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No problem. What do you want me to say? Yes,
okay,
no,
cool.
I'm actually very, very excited about this, though. So
I'm on a little delay here, so on my YouTube mobile, but I can hear you perfectly fine. So it looks like we're golden, man. We're good to go. So
sounds great.
Are you guys ready, man? Are you ready to get this draft underway? I know I am. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's just a totally different spin on drafting in the show, and it gives the CPU a little bit more credit, I think. Whereas sometimes they kind of get screwed.
Yeah, 50 overall players isn't going to get you very far in a short-term series. So.
Oh, dude, that's a perfect point. how many times do you play the show and you get guys that you draft that are like, they've got all the potential in the world, but yeah, they're 50 overall players. They're not going to make it till they're like 27. You know? How long do you have to go in a franchise series? Year 8?
I mean, I've literally seen 98 potential, 45 overall, pick number 1 overall.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
crazy.
like, okay, so 15 years down the line, he'll get his major league debut. If he ever makes it that far.
Yeah. And I mean, to the show's credit, you know, it's realistic in a way. You know,
To
that
an
guys
extent.
that the top guys are, you know, some guys are projects, but in a way, kind of like with a YouTube series, you want these players to like have immediate impact.
Well, not everybody can be Bryce Harper.
Right.
You know, you're not going to have a guy that's going to get drafted 1 year, and then by midseason the next season he's up in the majors and he's hitting, 320. You're not going to find those guys very often.
Once in a lifetime, generational type of players, yeah.
You know, I mean, you got to think guys that are in the league right now that took a while. I mean, not necessarily a while. Whit Merrifield is an example. He took a little bit. You know, he took some time. I mean, you got to think he's 5 years into his major league career and he's 31. Took him a little while. I think that's right. 5 years.
Kook says there's a little bit of an echo, so I'm just going to turn down my TV volume really quick. You're coming through fine in the video, Dalton, but because you're coming through my TV, it's coming through my mic as well. So I'm just going to turn that down. All right, cool. Let's get underway, man. You ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So we currently have a game here against the Brewers. We're not going to do anything with that game. We're just going to sim it, see what happens. We're going to simulate to the draft. We'll find out what happens at the end of this. But Dalton, you have a list here of the blue chip prospects. I sent you that through Discord for those of you guys that are watching. This is your list of blue chip players. And this is just so that you know that we're not fudging with the data here. We're literally going to be swapping. So if a guy like Richard Guy or Steve Smith or Ralph Wright, what generic names, man. These guys get taken by a team. We're replacing those guys, those blue chippers, with another blue chip pitcher. Same thing here with a catcher. It's not going to be a catcher for a catcher. It can be any positional player, so they're kind of treated the same way. But for those of you that do want a little bit of accountability here, this is what we're looking like. So if Mr. Dalton could help me out with that, just make sure that we're doing this correctly with whatever the CPU drafts is who the CPU drafts, and we're just 1-for-1 swapping. You get a blue chip, you get a blue chip. You get a regular, you're getting a regular. So that's how that's gonna work. All right. So let's go ahead and simulate to the draft here. We actually hold the number 7 overall pick, and it's gonna be interesting to see who goes up on the board via wheel spin. So what do you say we get going here? Let's get that draft up and running. So we've got a positional player, Pierre Webster, going to the O's. Positional player here to the Diamondbacks. 2 starting pitchers next up. Actually 3 in a row here for Rangers, Pirates, and Nats. And then another positional player for the Marlins. So I'm kind of eyeing for the Cubs. I'm eyeing a positional player. And now I'm a little worried because I don't know if we might get him here. We've got 3 positional players taken off the board. So we're going to go in order. And we're going to first start out with the positional players, right? So Pierre Webster for the Orioles. So on your screen to the bottom right, you will see the blue chip positional wheel that's being drawn up. And it's got all of our positional players from the NCAA series as far as blue chippers go. So we got Jay Kinney from Ohio State and Chris Addison from Santa Clara. 2 guys that I'm really eyeing here. I might have just jinxed myself at that point. If not them, I'm shooting for Chris Rosario, if anything. So we'll see who the Orioles take here. Just as an example, I'm going to shoot this to the bottom right-hand part of the screen after this example so you guys can see how this works. But here we go, man. Here we go. The Baltimore Orioles. No! No! Come on! No! They take Jay Kinney.
Well, he
Oh
deserves to
man.
go number
Okay.
one.
He went number 1 overall, but I guess you know what, that makes sense.
It really does. I mean, he hit 367 last year, so or not 367. He had a career 367 average with 31 bombs. So, I mean, the guy can do just about everything on the field. I mean, 141 career RBIs, 102 career stolen bases. I mean, can you really top a five-tool player? Can you?
No, he can't. And
I
he's
really don't think you can. He is the ideal five-tool player in
yep.
this class, especially.
Yeah.
And he's going to a team that really needs him. So
Right. The Baltimore Orioles are going to go that route. That hurts me though, man. That really hurts me so bad. But I love it though. I love it there for the Baltimore Orioles. Like you said, they absolutely need a guy like that. And it's cool that you have their statistics up with your Excel sheet too, to kind of talk about these guys a little bit, providing more context, because these people that are watching this is just a guy's name. They don't know who this is. They don't know what these teams are getting. So, but by the sounds of it, Jay Kinney is a boss. Orioles got themselves a boss. So,
oh yeah, best player in the draft.
next up, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks, and then we go into the 3 pitchers that are going to be taken off the board next. But for the D-backs, who are they taking? Please don't take Chris Addison. Whatever you do. Kevin McMillan. All right, so they were impressed with Kevin McMillan's home run.
Hey, so you know what's really funny about this draft so far is the number 1 overall picked by the Orioles was a second baseman named Pierre Webster, but they ended up with Jay Kinney out of Ohio State, who is a second baseman. The Diamondbacks took shortstop Gustavo Henderson, and they got Kevin McMillan, shortstop from Texas Tech.
Well, it's less work on me then, right?
Yeah, you just have to recreate him now.
Yep.
Now, out of the blue chip prospects, though, I think McMillan is honestly the worst of them overall in talent and there's everything, because he's a 317 career average hitter, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that's bad. He hit 26 career bombs, 121 RBIs, 133 career total runs scored, 44 stolen bases. So he's not quite your five-tool player, but I think he will be a very good piece for a rebuilding Diamondbacks team.
Yeah, and it starts up the middle. So it's kind of interesting, too, that 2 bad teams that always in the D-backs are going with guys up the middle. So, and he's the only other middle infielder up on the board. You got 2 catchers, 2 outfielders, and a first baseman. So, yeah, they're going to go with McMillan for some speed, for some contact, and hopefully he pans out. Maybe they were probably looking at Jay Kinney. That's the storyline that we want to draw. But yeah, so either way, good pick for them. Now for our pitchers. Got a lot of pitchers up on the board. Ton of pitchers up on the board. But I don't know who the Rangers, the Pirates, or the Nationals are going to go with here, but let's find out, man. Let's find out. So here we go. Rangers, Pirates, Nationals, a run of pitchers, and they're going to go with Paul Best. That's crazy to me, because when we were looking at the NCAA statistics, Paul Best was kind of one of my favorite pitchers coming out of this whole entire thing.
He is definitely a solid pitcher. 3.31 career ERA, 310 Ks. The guy's got a fantastic strikeout to walk ratio. I mean, he was arguably the best pitcher for a pretty strong Alabama squad.
The best. Paul Best was the best. That's funny.
The storyline writes itself.
So the Rangers get Paul Best. Next up is the Pittsburgh Pirates with another pitcher. Are they going to take any of the showcased players here? They're going to go instead with Jacob Southard, the starting pitcher from New Mexico. Actually, New Mexico. I spelled it.
I just saw that too.
Just soft X. Yep.
Soft X, yeah. You were trying to get the accent in there, and it just really didn't work.
New Mexico.
Okay. Where did he go? Pirates. Okay. Sorry, I'm typing all this in for you on the sheet.
Yeah, no problem. Any interest? Any
So,
statistics on Jacob
uh,
Southard?
out of the blue chip pitchers, he had the worst career ERA at 3.55. Oh no, he did not. Sorry. He had the second worst ERA at 3.55, but he has a fantastic strikeout to walk ratio at 249 to 85. He was a 15 and 21 career pitcher on a really, really bad team, though. So I think he's got great potential, and I think he could turn out to be a future ace. I think he's got a couple more years than everybody else, considering that he's coming from a bad program. So I don't know if he got enough development. So we'll see how he turns out for the Pirates, though.
All right, next up is the Washington Nationals, and if it were me, I really like this guy Victor Worcester. Hope that's who they go with, but they're going to end up going with Wayne Parashow. So this is a left-handed pitcher out of West Virginia that pitched in that showcase game. If you haven't checked that out, make sure that you do. He actually pitched really good for the East team that ended up, spoiler alert, winning that game. I think he might have been the winning pitcher.
No spoiler alert. You already posted that.
True.
So if they
But
haven't
Wayne
seen it yet,
Parashow
it's their
did win.
fault. But yeah, no, Parashow is a fantastic pitcher, arguably one of the best in the class, if not the best. The 2.51 career ERA, 266 strikeouts to 99 walks. He was an 18-8 pitcher over his career as well. I think he is gonna be a stud. A very, very good baseball player.
All right, so now we're going to move on to the Marlins pick here. They took an outfielder in the show, so let's see who they take here. They've got positional players up on the board. Chris Addison, Wagner, Van Hecken from St. John's, Daniel Anderson from St. John's, a first baseman, and then Chris Rosario. So if it were following trend here, they're probably going to take either Van Hecken or Chris Rosario, right?
Hey, I mean, at this point, it's very possible.
Just whatever you do, Marlins, don't take my boy, Chris Ed. All right, they're going to take Thomas Van Hecken. Okay, so...
Man, I really, really like this pick.
Yeah, talk a little bit about Van Hecken. He was one of your dudes. When we were going through some of those NCAA stats, you're like, man, this Van Hecken guy seems like he's pretty darn good.
He does seem like he's pretty darn good. He is another one of the fantastic five-tool players. He's not the fastest guy in the class. By far, that is Kenny. But for what he is and what he brings to the table, he is fast. I mean, he's a 306 career average, 40 bombs, which is the highest in the blue chip prospects, 146 career RBIs, 123 career runs, 43 career stolen bases. For a guy that's got plus power and a fantastic bat in general, having 43 stolen bags at the collegiate level is phenomenal. I think he'll fit right in with a decent rebuilding Marlins squad. They're forever rebuilding, but they're still rebuilding at this point. We'll see if they see if Van Hecken can finally get them over the point. So,
yep, exactly. So now it comes down to our pick, and I've got some things that I need to bring to the community's attention here. What do we do? I don't know what we do. I have two guys in mind up on the board. We got Chris Addison, the catcher from Santa Clara, Chris Rosario, the center fielder from LSU, who won the game on a walk-off. I mean, he hit that double to put himself into scoring position. Michael Ift out of Illinois State, from the same division that the Bradley Braves are in, delivered the walk-off knock. But Chris Rosario had a heck of a game, man. He's like a five-tool guy. I know Dalton's got the statistics there, but man, Chris Addison would fill a need. He can play outfield. He's got speed. He's a catcher. We're already starting to plan for what happens after Wilson Contreras. Both guys could be taken here.
Well, let's look at Chris Rosario here. Chris Rosario was a career 346 hitter. He can hit the ball hard, but he's only got 17 career home runs in college, 71 RBIs, 99 career runs, and 55 stolen bases, which is a very solid amount. I think that if we're looking at pure talent coming out, I think Chris Rosario's our guy. Now, if we're looking at potential, Addison is a higher career average hitter. He had one more bomb. He is your 5-tool player. He is 356 with 18 home runs, 68 RBIs, 55 career runs, 71 stolen bases. So I think at the end of the day, when we look at him, I feel like Chris Addison is a no-brainer. I mean, he's a catcher with plus speed. And I think he's going to be fantastic behind the dish. He's a righty-righty. I think Rosario is a righty-lefty, so he throws lefty, I do believe. That's the right guy. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm not. Yeah. So he is a lefty thrower in the outfield. He's a center fielder, but he plays both corners as well.
Yep. And then if we're looking at the RNG that was done, on these players, blue chippers are 90 and above, but anyone that's not a blue chipper was randomly done through random number generator. So when we look at Addison at a 99 MLB 22 potential, and then Chris Rosario is a 90 potential, you can nickel and dime this all that you want, but I think ultimately we got to make the best decision for us moving forward. And I'm at a stalemate here. I need some help. I need to phone a friend. I need to get the community involved, guys. I need to get the chat involved. Who do you want to see, man? I know you might not know these guys a whole lot, but you got Chris Addison that can do a little bit of both, man. Catcher, outfield. Dalton gave you the stats. Rosario's a pure outfielder. We need some outfield athleticism out there. We really only have Brennan Davis coming up. I mean, Clint Frazier's getting kind of old. He's 27. Clint Frazier's kind of old in that respect. So we're kind of waiting on Clint Frazier to show up. We're kind of waiting on Pete Crow Armstrong to show up. Brennan Davis is really like the one guy that can like step in next season and just be a guy. He's already done it this year. So
yes, if we're looking on gameplay basis, Chris Rosario definitely showed up. But I do believe that if we're looking at a pure potential standpoint, at a potential position of need,
yeah,
I think Addison's our guy. I mean, he fills a need right away. He can play the outfield, but Wilson Contreras is 29.
Yep. Right.
Wilson Contreras is expensive. If we're not in a win-now state of mind at the moment, we could use Wilson Contreras to help out Chris Addison get to where he needs to be, and then once he's there, we can trade away Wilson Contreras for some more good prospects, and we can lean on Chris Addison at the catcher position.
Yep. And when you just look at their statistics,
it gives everybody time to come up too. Pete Crow, Armstrong, and all them guys. It gives them time.
And just looking at their career statistics, I mean, you're kind of splitting hairs, right? 356 for Addison, 346 for Rosario, 18 bombs to 17 bombs. Addison to Rosario. Look at the ribbies are fairly close. The runs, Rosario's a guy that's.
Yeah, you also have to consider Chris Addison played at Santa Clara.
Correct.
Rosario played at LSU. So who had more weapons around them?
Yeah.
So right, I think Chris Addison's the better player.
Okay. Yep. Well, then that's what we're gonna do. We've even looked at the chat as well, and we've got David Ott saying take Addison. Ramos, Hightor, is it probably Hightor? Hightor Ramos is saying Chris Addison as well. So that's who we're gonna go with. So we are gonna just go ahead and take a blue chip catcher. Let's just take this guy, Maurice Chimborsky, just for blue chip to blue chip. And as the CPU takes the rest of their picks, we're going to go back here to number 8 for Federico Castro. And I believe this is another blue chip player for the Twins. So I think that's a good pick for us. I think you guys made the right call.
Green change.
Talking to you off camera, for the last couple of days, I'm like, man, if Chris Addison's there or if Jay Kinney's there, those are like my top guys. And I think you agreed with that.
I did. I did. My top five, or my top four, was Kinney, Addison, Van Hecken, and Rosario. So
All right.
obviously only two of them were left, being Addison and Rosario, and I think we made the better pick in getting Addison. But you need to make a screen change, by the way.
Screen change. What?
You're showing the wheel.
My bad. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So we ended up, after making our pick here, the CPU made all of theirs. So we're gonna go one by one. We're gonna actually go a little bit faster. So I think Federico Castro was a blue chip guy. Steve Smith, I think, was as well. I'm actually gonna pull this. I'm gonna pull that. I'm gonna pull those screenshots up here. I'm pretty sure Federico Castro was a blue chip player. You definitely want to go one for one. He was. Yep. Okay. So blue chip player here for the Twins. They've got Wagner, Anderson, or Rosario. And they're gonna go with Chris Rosario. So they got the next best player.
I agree, and that was number 8.
All right, so the Twins take Chris Rosario. Next up, we've got Steve Smith for the Royals. That's a blue chip pitcher, Steve Smith. Let's see who they're gonna take. Victor Worcester. Wow. Okay.
Hey, I'm not mad about it. Get us another superstar arm in Kansas City.
Dude, Victor Worcester, he had some pretty dang good numbers.
And he is the top pitcher on my board, too. So.
Next up for the Rockies, Manuel Marte. He's a blue chipper.
Pitcher, hitter.
Yep. They're taking Josh Tankersley. Okay, the Rockies going to go with an out west player from Washington. And what's funny about Washington is that they actually beat Ohio State in the College World Series. So they were crowned as champions, and Tankersley was one of those big guys to help push them to a College World Series championship. So
the fun thing about Tankersley is not only is he a starter, he also has the ability to be a closer. He had 11 career saves at Washington. So he is a multi-dimensional pitcher. Can do it all. And very well.
All right, next up, we've only got 2 positional players left. I think Stan Palma and Takahashi are the two guys that are left as blue chippers. So the Tigers are guaranteed a blue chip guy. Let's see who that they grab. It's either going to be Wagner or Daniel Anderson, and it's going to be Kyle Wagner. So again, kind of fitting the trend there, Dalton.
Yeah.
They draft a catcher, they get a catcher.
It's crazy.
And which means that Anderson is the only blue chip player positionally that is left. So we'll see who's going to grab him. Now, for this guy, Tom Telshaw, he's looking like he is a blue chip guy too. And we need to get back on the right screen here. So the Angels, they finally decided to focus on some pitching. It's crazy. You got Garrett Richards, who has been, Garrett Richards was one of their top guys, right? You got Ohtani, Syndergaard, they just signed last year. They've obviously had a lot of prospects come through that way that have kind of not ever worked out. So they're going to go with Aaron Touche out of UNC Greensboro, the guy that started in the showcase, the lefty.
He's a career 235 pitcher. So, 235 ERA at not a very good school. I think that just tells you everything that you need to know about Aaron Touche.
Next up for the New York Mets, they've got a blue chip pitcher in Carmine Quevedo. It's not Quevedo. It's Quevedo. Kyle Portnoy out of UC Riverside. Another guy that's pitched in that showcase. Kyle Portnoy going to the New York Mets. And then we have Stan Palma, who I believe is the last blue chip player on the board. And it looks like he is. He's the last blue chip guy on the board. So the Padres are going to take Daniel Anderson. The guy that Dalton, do you like Daniel Anderson? St. John's first baseman?
I do like him. I do not think that he was a top guy out of the blue chippers, but I do think that he will be a very, very good baseball player for the Padres.
He looks like a pretty darn good hitter too. I mean, even with the handlebars, the red handlebars in that showcase, he had a
Hey,
couple of hits.
he's
He
got
looks
he's
like
got
he's
a
going to
pretty
be a pretty
clean
fine
mullet
player.
too, man. He's that guy.
Yep. All right. So the blue chip players for positional ranks are done, and now so anybody that drafts a positional guy moving forward, they are going to be moving on to the patrons. So we got a couple people here like Connor Roberts, David Gonzalez, Chucky Morton, Mikey Porter. Not going to cover everybody here, but these guys were not. These guys were not part of the showcase. They weren't part of the NCAA series, so I don't have much detail for you. All that I can tell you is that depending on the dollar amount that was donated, that determines their overall and their potential rating. So let's continue on with the blue chip pitchers because we do have Alberto Rimo for the Cleveland Guardians, and I believe he's also a blue chip guy. He is not. He's not a wow. So Alberto Rimo is not a blue chipper. No, yes he is. He's ranked as the best actually. Derp, 50 overall, 80 potential. Alberto Rimo. So he's up at the top. I didn't even notice him. All right, so the Cleveland Guardians. Who you taking? Who you taking? Maybe Drew Kuiper? Oh, there we go, baby. Nailed it. Drew Kuiper, the left-hander out of Wichita State. Not a bad addition. This seems like a very Shane Bieber-esque type of pick, right?
Oh yeah, 299, 363 over 126 for a K's to walk. I mean, solid pitcher for a very, very good Wichita State team.
All right, next up, another blue chip pitcher, Joaquin Collado for the Phillies. Let's see who they're going to take here. Now, it does say closer there, so Joaquin Collado is a closer, but in the show, you can replace pitcher for pitcher. So, Matt Naberall out of TCU got the start of that showcase game. He's going to Philadelphia as the number 16 overall selection. Naberall is interesting. He's an interesting player for me because he's got some control issues. He's got some pretty darn good stuff, but he's pretty good though. Like he figures it out. Like he gets himself into some jams, but he ends up getting out of it because his stuff's so good.
He has some nasty pitchers, man.
For the Reds, Gene Henderson, number 17. Is this guy a blue chip? He is. He is. So we've only got 4 blue chip pitchers left. Ben Zawadzki, Josh Bond, Jim Frank, and Jason Putier out of West Carolina. So you're going to go with Ben Zawadzki. So I love the fact that these teams, even through randomization, are going with the guys that they saw in the showcase. I think that that's pretty cool. Not a lot of guys have been taken so far that haven't been in the showcase, which is kind of nice to see. So Zawadzki being taken here out of Iowa, going to the Reds. Next player up, Israel Reyes, closer for the A's, pick 18, another blue chipper. I'm thinking they're going to go with Frank. That's my pick here. Nope. Got it wrong. Josh Bond, St. Mary's. And he actually is a closing pitcher. Is that correct?
That is correct. Josh Bond is a closer. He's a
All right,
197 career ERA with 28 career saves.
It's pretty nice. At the college level, that's pretty nice.
Very, very good.
The Braves going with the pitcher as well. Moreno, blue chipper. It's going to be Frank or Putier. Let's see what they do here. They're going to go with Jason Putier out of West Carolina. So funny story about Western Carolina. They made it pretty darn far in the College World Series, and they had a pretty good team, and it was primarily because of Jason Putier. He had a really good season that year, senior. He's definitely going to be helping out the Atlanta Braves, continue to build that pitching staff. Next up, Adolfo Sanchez. He's a blue chipper, the last blue chip pitcher.
Which means they get
And
Frank.
I don't even know why I just did that for Jim Frank. So Jim Frank is going to the Mariners at number 20 out of Washington State. So the blue chippers are officially done, guys. We're going to be moving on now to everybody else that's taken here, moving down from our top 20. So from 21 onward, we're going to be focusing on patrons for pitchers, patrons for positional players, and then we're going to open it back up to the NCAA side of things, where we're going to continue on with the draft. So let's see what we've got for the St. Louis Cardinals. And of course, us being Cubs fans here, we don't like the Cardinals. So can you just not get a high patron here, guys? Patrick Caldwell, an outfielder. Let's see what they do here. Cornelius Kane, first baseman. Is he a patron?
He is. It is Rico Ramos.
Okay, so he's not
first. He's a first baseman center fielder.
Okay, so he's a 70B, right? Or he's a 65. I think he's a 70B, not a 75A, which is good for us as Cubs fans out here. So that's good. So Cornelius Kane, first baseman to the Cardinals. A pitcher for the Blue Jays. So we got to go back here to our patron pitchers. This is the only guy that submitted for a pitcher. Bombadele Warfield. Going to the Blue Jays. $20 patron, 75A. So he's going to the Blue Jays. Good pick for them. And now we're starting to get a run on positional guys. So let's keep going here, boys. Omar Castro to the Red Sox. So the Red Sox are up. Let's see what they go with here. Looking like Josh Bernard, a first baseman. We might be able to use that intel in some of our trade talks, because in the next episode that I have for you guys next Tuesday, got some pretty big moves that we're going to make here for the Cubbies. But so first baseman going to the Red Sox, we could use that as some leverage. Yankees. So the Bo Sox and the Yankees going back to back. Let's see who the Yankees take. Take the $3 patron, Yankees.
He already went.
Oh, dang it. So they're going to get Eric Belmont, an outfielder.
Yep.
White Sox, and like I said, I don't have statistics on these guys, so we're just going to move right through them. But these are patron players, so I got to go in and update them as well. White Sox up next. They're going to take David Gonzalez.
Thank God they didn't take my guy.
What's up?
I said, thank God they didn't take my guy.
You don't like the White Sox, do you?
Oh, I'm just glad I didn't go to the Yankees more than the White Sox. But yeah, I don't like the White Sox. I'm a Royals fan.
All right, so a reliever going to the Astros. We could swap that out for a pitcher. Doesn't matter. But we don't have any more patron pitchers. We have no blue chip pitchers, so they have to come into the regular NCAA pool. So we got a lot of these guys up on the board here. So we'll see who the Astros take, and Dalton can give you guys some statistics here as I'm kind of managing this. But it looks like they're going to take John Zamora from Charleston.
John Zamora, Charleston.
Closer.
Yep, he is actually a closing pitcher. 3.43 career ERA, 106 strikeouts, 42 walks, and 25 career saves at Charleston. So he's a pretty good pitcher. I think he'll do well. He's 106 strikeouts, 42 walks. So
the big thing here with a guy like Zamora out of Charleston is, again, so Charleston made the World Series, not the actual World Series for college, but the playoffs basically. And so he was a big factor too. They actually used him, on some box scores. They actually used him outside of being like a pure closer. Sometimes they used him as like a middle relief guy, just as a bridge if they were losing or something, so they could like maintain. It's kind of funny. But next up, we've got the Brewers, the Rays, the Dodgers. So next up is the Brewers here. Looking at patron positional players, we've only got 4 of them left. It looks like one patron's going to be left off the board until the second round. So Mikey Porter going to the Brew Crew. That's your guy, Dalton.
It is. I gotta be a Brewer, man.
We're gonna have to go against you. You realize this?
Yeah, but I gotta play with Yelich, so that's fine.
That's true. That's true. All right, Mikey Porter going to the Brewers. We got Greg Roberts, a shortstop for the Rays. Let's see who they're going to go with. 2 catchers or an outfielder. Connor Roberts or Chucky Morton. Wes Williams King. It looks like it's going to be Chucky Morton. So a catcher going to the Rays. 75A potential prospect.
That is such a Quest name.
Oh, is that his guy?
Yeah.
Unreal. All right, so the Dodgers. Connor Roberts going out to LA. And it looks like Wes Williams King is going to be left off the board until round 2, which is actually a competitive balance round. So we'll see where he lands. But we've got, for the last pick in the first round, Benedict Hermond, reliever for the Giants. So they're again going to have to draw from this pool here, from the NCAA regular pitchers. We'll see who they take. It's a very Giants thing to do is draft pitchers. And I was hoping they would go with Cliff Kinney. I'm a big guy about Cliff Kinney, but they're going to go with Brian Woodring from Northwestern, a starting pitcher. Still not a bad pick for them, though.
Nope, he's a career 3.03 ERA guy, 301 strikeouts, 132 walks, 22-14 career record at Northwestern. So
it's good arm.
He's going to be very, very good.
Reds get to go with a regular NCAA arm. See what they got here. It looks like the Rays are going to get a double dip on patrons as well. So they just know how to draft. They just know how to draft. Chris Rolland, Virginia, starting pitcher, goes to the Reds. I don't really have much to say about Chris Rolland. This is kind of just a guy to just add into the mix. But
yeah, I mean, he's just a 3.63 guy, 244 over 81, 16-9 career record. Not a bad pitcher.
All right, and then as we close out, this is hilarious again, Dalton. What's happening, man? Wes Williams King, a catcher, going to the Rays, a catcher.
Yeah. Hey,
nuts.
Man, it's just
It's just
who
perfect.
else
Did they draft? Did they draft Chucky Morton?
The Rays? I don't know. No, I think the Dodgers got Chucky. No, yeah, they did. Yeah.
So they got
'Cause
two.
I went to the
they
Brew
got two
Crew.
catchers.
They got 2 catchers. One can play first, and the other one can play outfield as well.
Okay, so they like their depth then, I guess. That's the route we're gonna go.
I would assume so. I guess the Rays really need catchers.
There you go. You know what? In all honesty, they really haven't had one in a long time.
Francisco Mejia.
That's true. That's about it though. I know they were.
And he's actually not even old, is he?
No, he's fine.
He's like 20, 28.
Yeah, and
30.
the fact that they can play him elsewhere probably helps him out.
Yeah.
So the Royals and the Red Sox are going to go pitcher. Royals going pitcher again, so we'll see who Dalton's Kansas City Royals are going to take here. Jack Lane? Jack Lane, it's close. Francisco Griffith, ECU starting pitcher.
Oh, that was a terrible pick. Yeah, he's a. I mean, it was a great pick. Great job, guys. He's a career 3.23 ERA, 362 strikeouts, 157 walks. He's a 23-23 career starter.
How many Ks to walks?
362 over 157.
Okay, so like a 3-1. It's not bad.
Yeah, not terrible.
All right, Red Sox. Carlo Delgaudio. Interesting. I love that last name, though. But they're going to take Chris Alvey. I like that pick, actually. That's going to be a really good
Out
player.
of Florida.
Chris
Yeah,
Alvey.
he's kind of a high ERA guy, but he played in the SEC. 3.386 ERA, 355 over 172. He's a 31-19 career pitcher, though, so he can win despite giving up runs. So.
Yep. All right, moving on. We got the Dodgers to finish off the competitive balance round. They have to take a positional player. So now we're entering into the regular positional players. The blue chippers are done. The patrons are done. Let's see who they're going to take here from the regular side of things. The Dodgers. Maybe is it Michael Ift? Looks like it's going to be James Callender from Bucknell. Interesting.
I gotta see if I can't even read this right now. There he is. All right. Yeah, James Callender. I mean, he doesn't look like he's a bad player. Out of Bucknell, he's a shortstop. He can also play a little bit of outfield. He's a career 3.25 hitter, 21 bombs, 95 RBIs, 83 runs, 23 stolen bases. He's far from a bad player.
All right, so now we're going to enter into the second round, and we actually have the number 6 pick. So we're going to be able to get another player here from as far as like uh, a custom perspective here. So we've got a lot of pitchers, we got a lot of positional players to choose from. It's going to be interesting to see what route that we take. Now, I don't want to cheese this up. The Chris Addison thing, like that was almost like a guarantee type of deal. I don't want to cheese this up and look at any of these statistics. So I want to go, because we do have all of the potentials listed out. That way I know how to create them and what their overall is going to be. So I don't want to cheese this up, Dalton. So, I'm just going to go drafting these guys based on feel, based on statistics that I've looked at inside that Bradley series. So just so that you guys know, it's kind of what my thought process is there. So just to keep it kind of fair, keep it kind of random. All right, so
Well,
Mark Fisher.
you let me know positions, and I will give you a rundown of what you have at that position for what you need, okay?
All right, sounds good. All right, so we're going to run through this very quickly. We got the O's. Actually, everybody up here is a positional player. You can see that on your screen, right? Yep. So we've got the Orioles, D-backs, Pirates, Nats, and Marlins. Same order. So we're just going to run through this very quickly. We've got positional players up on the board. So the Orioles, who are you taking here? They're going with, ooh, no, that's who I wanted. I wanted Joey Randa. God.
Joey Randa was the dude, man.
Ugh, that hurts. I wanted this guy.
Superstar on my East team that I created.
Ugh. God, that hurts. So they've got Jay Kinney and Joey Randa.
Both are second basemen. But Joey Randa is a utility fielder.
Yeah.
So Joey Randa can play all positions in the infield.
Orioles going to get good fast, man. All right, so D-backs, who are you taking here? Another positional player. Are they going to take Henry Prince? Henry Prince? Oh, look at this, man. Oh, Josh Dreifert. Man, I'm just a little off.
Hey, Dreifert is another good hitter. He's a first baseman. Career 332 hitter, 21 bombs, 77 RBIs.
It's going to be
He is not a fast guy, though. Slow as molasses.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he does, because I wasn't really impressed with him in that showcase.
I was not either.
We'll see what happens with him. But the Pirates, next up, they took a shortstop in MLB The Show. We'll see what they do here with our players. But it looks like they're going to take Elpidio Dale.
Out of Auburn. He's a center fielder and a catcher. Center fielder catcher. Okay. He's a 289 career guy. 24 stolen bases, 21 bombs, 100 RBIs.
All right. Next up, the Nats. Taking an outfielder. Again, we'll see what they do here. They're going to take Chris Dubose from Western Kentucky.
Second baseman and an outfielder. A career 350 guy. 25 bombs, 95 RBIs, 42 stolen bases. Seems like he'll be a good 5-tool player.
Okay. Next up, the Marlins. Taking up a second baseman. And they're going to go with Mike Gossman from Florida. I forget what Mike Gossman played. He played right field.
Yep, he is a right field first baseman. 312 hitter, 18 bombs, 108 RBIs, 74 stolen bases. He's a fast guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clutch hitter, it sounds like. Clutch hitter, fast on the base pass. So he seems like a ball player, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So good pick there for the Marlins. They took 2 outfielders, right? They took Van Hecken and they took this guy. So
Mike Gossman.
All right, so for our Cubbies here, I'm looking at our list. I'm actually going to pop this open for you guys so you see what I'm talking about here. Henry Prince, catcher. We don't really need that. Pokey Win, another catcher. I know that Kook is probably going to be all about Michael Ift for us, but I just don't feel like we need it. If we got an infielder, I would be all in on Jay Kinney, but Michael Ift is no Jay Kinney. And so I think I'm going to pass there. I don't want any Michael Ift.
What exactly are we looking for statistically? What are you thinking we need?
We need some speed on this team. I feel like we don't have a lot of speed. Like if you think about
Whoa.
even in our outfield, you got Suzuki that can run a little bit. You've got Brennan Davis can run just a little bit. Horner's probably a faster of the players here. Madrigal, I don't think is too quick. So,
Okay.
and I'm trying to think of our.
Are you looking kind of like a power speed guy? Because
Yeah,
if
that'd be
that's what we're
nice to
looking
have.
for, Wilson Lozano out of South Alabama, 298, 20 bombs, 96 RBIs, 145 career runs, and 99 career stolen bases.
Yeah. What about Lee Southall? What did he do? He hit that home run too. Or we could get John Choi.
Yeah, John Choi would get you to where you have a pitcher and an outfielder, but
Yeah,
I
because it's kind of
don't
a two-way.
know. I mean, he's got 20 career stolen bases, 7 bombs, 37 RBIs. You said Southall?
Yeah, Lee Southall from Creighton. John Choi would be interesting, man, because we could get a two-way player going for us.
Yeah, Southall's not a plus speed guy. He's not slow. He had 20 stolen bags. If you're looking for a pure speed contact guy, Plaskowski from Duquesne.
Duquesne.
Um, whatever you want to fuck God on.
Whatever you want. uh, oh man, it's tough because I'm even looking at some of the pitchers here, and I kind of like. I kind of like Keith De La Cruz from Michigan State. I know that was a good one.
Hey, the guy, if you're looking at a pitcher, the guy that you should be looking at is David Booth from Alabama, the
Really?
top strikeout guy in all of college baseball last season. 445 Ks
Holy shit.
to 148 walks.
Oh my god. I mean, is that even a question anymore? I think we have to take David Booth.
David Booth is the dude. He's 6'2", 230 pounds, and he throws righty. I mean, he had a high ERA at 3.78, but you can't argue with 445 strikeouts to 148 walks.
No, he seemed like he had, as a 4-year starter, he seemed like he had 100 plus strikeouts in every single season that he pitched.
And I mean, Alabama was obviously pretty good last year as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, they had two really, really good pitchers. I mean, they had him and Paul Best. So I don't think you can argue. I think it's for me. I think it would be if you're looking at one pitcher. I'd say it's either going to be David Booth or I like George Salas out of Charleston as well. 295, 229 over 92. He's a 13-9 career record.
Let's go. Let's go David Booth. I think David Booth's our guy. Yep. We're gonna take a pitcher round 2. All right, so David Booth is our dude. I'm just going to take a random guy here, right? So Carlos Delgado, the starting pitcher. That's going to be David Booth. All right, so now that we've gotten that done, we're going to go here to the next guy up, which is the Twins for positional players. So thank you, Dalton, by the way, for that analysis. So David Booth's our man. So we got a positional player. We got a pitcher. I think we're covering all of our bases here. No pun intended. So.
All puns intended.
Pun definitely intended. Yeah. Let's see what the Twins take, and we're gonna go pretty quickly here. If Dalton, if you know of something that you definitely want to tell people, then
Yeah. If I see any numbers that stand out, what do we got positional or?
Sure. So the Twinkies are gonna get a third baseman from Ohio State, Eric Castle, another player that helped them drive to the College World Series. Royals draft a positional player at Steve Ullman. Let's see who they take here.
Where did Eric Castle go? Sorry.
Twins. Wilbert Garbidian, a New Orleans left fielder for the Royals. I think if I'm remembering right, Wilbert Garbidian did not have a very good potential rating. That might have been L.
85 potential.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, the low guy was Mike Gossman with 75 potential. And he already went.
Jack Bichette here to the Rockies. Taking a player here, outfielder. Oh man, Lewis K would be great for him. But you know what? That's hilarious that they're going to take this guy, Greg Cronky. This guy is a home run machine, if I'm remembering right. Do you have
Out of
his
Notre
stats,
Dame?
Dalton? I think he's a home run, just a bomber.
299, 28 bombs,
Oh,
104, 114 RBIs, 98 career
Okay.
runs, 14 stolen bags. And where did he
That's a
go
lot. That's a lot of RBIs.
Yes.
He might have been a 2-year starter. That's a good pickup for the Rockies.
Where'd
All
you
right,
say
so
he
the
went?
Mets,
Oh, Rockies. Sorry. Go
the
ahead.
Mets are going to go with pitcher here again. So they went pitcher last round, but they're going to go here again. They're going to grab Jack Lang. Yep, Jack Lang out of Stanford goes to the Mets.
Yeah,
Need to
nothing
get
really
back
standing
over
out.
here to
He's
the-
a 23 and 25 career record.
Positional player here for the Padres. We got a rung of catchers right there. But Padres going positional. Brad Overbay from, what is this? Next Mexico.
Man,
What's
you
wrong
just,
with me?
You just can't get New Mexico right.
Why can't I get New Mexico right? So Brad Overbay, Western player. He's gonna stick in that Western feel, that Western region, going to the Pods. Cleveland Guardians, they're taking a positional player here. I'm thinking Andy Hall. They're going to go Andy Hall.
Brad Overbay was a career 358 hitter at New Mexico as well.
No, they're going to go with Bobby Madsen from Alabama. So another showcase player. A showcase player that was not a blue chipper. So that's a sneaky little grab there for Cleveland. Phillies going with another position guy. Let's see who they're going to grab. Tyler Shumpert? Nope, Carter Billiker. Another showcase player that didn't really impress me. His college statistics seem like they were more impressive than what he showed out in that showcase.
I will agree. 309, 27 bombs, 82 RBIs, and he did not show out in the showcase. For me, at least.
Reds going pitcher. I'm probably wrong, but maybe Griffin Leisure? Nope. George Salas out of Charleston. So another Charleston pitcher.
Steal. Absolute steal.
We're going to have to face this guy probably, aren't we?
Yeah, he is going to be coming in as arguably the top pitcher out of the draft, honestly.
What?
He's the highest potential non-blue chip.
Wow. Well, he's going to be a problem in this series then.
Yeah, career 295 ERA, 229 over 92 K to walk ratio.
Wow.
6'5", 242 pounds.
All right, next up the A's positional. Wilson Lozano. Right? Yeah.
Lozano,
No,
yeah.
Adam Reeves. It was just on the line. Adam Reeves, New Orleans right fielder.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not a bad
Braves.
pick either.
Going
Going to
with
the A's.
Enrique Benitez, a catcher. Let's see what they do here. Andy Hall. So they are planning for maybe a contingency plan as a little insurance. Not sure if Albies
He's
is
a
gonna be
utility
with them
guy.
for a while.
He's one of our utility guys. He hit 319 in college with 44 stolen bases. So
Yeah, good little player.
Yeah.
Cardinals going pitcher. Kook says, I just want my guy to end up going to division rival, the Cubs. Thanks, Kook. Oh, god dang it. The Cardinals always seem to find a way to, like, screw us, don't they? Keith De La Cruz, Michigan State. That's going to be a problem for a little while.
you were gonna draft a Spartan anyways.
Dude, I was debating on drafting an Ohio State player. God, the life that I live right now, right? Blue Jays, positional. Midre Ryan, a first baseman. Now, this was he was a really high overall rated player in the NCAA series. think he was one of the best players as far as overall rating goes. But this
Yes.
might be a steal for the Blue Jays.
He's a first baseman and a left fielder. He hit 316. He's actually got a decent speed for a first baseman.
Okay, all right. Red
But
Sox.
I doubt he
going
plays
position.
first base for the Blue Jays.
They're gonna go
Obviously.
Rob Clemens out of Purdue. I don't know much about Rob Clemens from Purdue, but the Red Sox are gonna grab that.
Let's see. Rob Clemens out of Purdue. Left field, outfielder, 289 career guy, 39 bombs. So he's got a plus bat.
Yankees gonna grab Don Garlington, a starting pitcher out of San Diego. White Sox also going pitcher here as well. We're getting near the end, boys. Getting near the end. Cliff Kinney. Now, this is a really good... I like Cliff Kinney. You had some concerns with Cliff Kinney's ERA, but I like him.
I did. He is a career 346 pitcher, 303 over 86 for K to walk, and he's a 15-15 pitcher at a decent program. So...
Oof, I was hoping Lewis K has really been falling. He had a really good showcase, but he's falling in this draft right now. Vinny Rodriguez, the shortstop, going to Houston. Seems like a very Houston type of pick. Vinny Rodriguez is also kind of a sleeper player. He seemed like he was really good.
78 career stolen bases, 272 and 18 bombs.
Fast little dude there. Brewers, Rays, Dodgers, Giants coming up next. The Brewers here. There's Lewis K. Lewis K, man. Oh man, I gotta play against Lewis K. That hurts, man.
He's a
All
career
these division rivals.
Yeah, career 329 hitter too.
All these division rivals. They're grabbing my boys. They're grabbing my dudes here.
Yeah, I know. They got the best player in the whole draft too, the Brew Crew.
So the Rays are gonna. What are they doing? They're gonna go with another catcher, man. And even in the game, they're drafting a ton of catchers. Like, look what they did here. They drafted shortstop first, competitive balance. They get a catcher. In the second round, they get a catcher. But now, in our wheel spins, they've gotten 3 catchers.
Did they just get another catcher?
Yeah.
Who'd they get?
They got Pokey Win.
Hey, that's a steal, man. 318, 28 bombs. Yeah, he's gonna be good.
Oh my god, it's funny. All right, so
But,
Doug Ramiro, starting pitcher to the Dodgers. Let's see who they're gonna grab here. It looks like Neil Davidson out of Long Beach State. So,
Neil Davidson. Yep, he's a career 406 ERA guy.
okay, so they're taking a little bit of a risk there, it seems.
Yep.
All right, Giants get a positional player. Let's see who they got. They're gonna get Henry Prince out of Hawaii. So a good storyline there. He's going to stay on the West Coast. Doesn't have to travel too far, Hawaii to California. But so the Giants get a catcher / third base guy. Had a problem with the off-speed pitch. So definitely it's going to be something to work on for him down in the minor leagues. But now we go to the compensatory round here. We got the Mets, the Jays, back-to-back picks for the Jays, Red Sox, and the Dodgers. So sticking with positional players, the Mets are on the clock. And I'm thinking Michael Ift goes off the board here. What do you think? No? No. Sheldon Wilcutt from Bucknell.
Another Bucknell player off the board.
All right, Blue Jays next. You got a second baseman, so another position. So the Blue Jays kind of double dipped here. They went positional and then pitcher. So they're going to go with Michael Ift.
I was about to say before you announce that, Sheldon Wilcutt had 42 bombs.
Damn.
In career, which is the highest in the whole class here. And where did the Blue Jays go, by the way?
Michael Ift.
Oh, they got Michael Ift. I mean, solid hitter.
So Blue Jays going pitcher here. Brian Ashley. God, I was looking at Ashley, man. I was looking at Brian Ashley. I'm a big Ashley guy. Like Texas.
Yeah.
You don't like him, do you?
No, he went to Texas.
Yeah. Okay. Oklahoma fan, right?
If you wear orange, like, ugh.
Red
I don't
Sox
like any of the
going
orange
positional. You're taking Brian Piaskowski from Duquesne, guy that you liked. A round ago.
Very fast guy. 105 stolen bases
Jeez.
at Duquesne.
Dodgers going pitcher, so they took a risk. Maybe they liked the guy that they took in the last round, but now they go back with pitcher here again. They're going to get Griffin Leisure out of Creighton.
That's a better pick. 323 career guy, 306 strikeouts to 98 walks.
All right, so now we got competitive balance round B. The Tigers, my Tigers are up. They need to draft John Choi. Dang it. Yes! Yes! They did it!
John Choi is a plus hitter. 402 career average. 427 career average. 7 bombs, 37 RBIs, 34 runs, and 29 stolen bases. It's hard to read. Or 20,
I can't believe they did it, man. They went two-way. They did something out of the box. They did something revolutionary. They got themselves a two-way player. He's the only two-way guy in the draft. But man, finally somebody did something. He had a good showcase.
I like how both of us are fans of the teams that never do anything out of the box. We never sign good free agents. We never spend money. We let all of our good players go somewhere else because we can't afford them. Whatever.
Another showcase player here, Lee Southall, left fielder, going to the Oakland Athletics. Blue Jays again, man. The Blue Jays have had a pretty crazy good draft, man. Jeez. So then not only do they have a really good team right now in the current state, but they're going to have a good team moving forward. Wilson Lozano, center fielder out of South Alabama. Next up, we've got the Red Sox and the Dodgers.
Lozano's another plus speed guy.
Red Sox going to take Jim Southard, the Bonnies. St. Bonaventure's second baseman. And then back to pitcher. We've got the Dodgers. Ben Sizemore out of BYU. All right. Now we're back here to some normalcy. We've got the round 3 coming up. A lot of pitchers here. 3 straight pitchers, then 3 straight fielders. So the Orioles going pitcher.
Wait, was that the Dodgers again?
Yeah.
Good lord. That's 3 pitchers.
Oops. Wait, hold on a second. I screwed up. The Dodgers should have taken a pitcher, so that we'll have Blake Bellows go to the Dodgers.
No, you got him Sizemore out of BYU. It was correct.
I did?
You were good. Yeah, they took 3 straight pitchers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
you were good.
So who drafted Southard? Red Sox?
Southard went to the Sox, I believe. Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're good then. All right. Cool. All right. So back over here to round 3. That was Bellows, right? Yep. Bellows to the Orioles. Now for the Diamondbacks, another pitcher. Now, if they take this guy, Sean Najjar, he was a Bradley pitcher. He's got a really devastating cut fastball. So got to watch out for that guy. But they're going to go with Kevin Uribes from Utah. Texas going pitcher as well. Joe Bork out of Tulane. I don't know much about Joe Bork.
Let's see. Joe Bork. 387, 376 over 113. 24-11 record.
That's a good win-loss record right there for sure.
No
all
doubt.
Right, Pirates, Nats, and Marlins. They're all going positional guy here.
Okay.
I'm not sure. So it seems like we're gonna get at least one guy, right? We're gonna get another player from the NCAA series, but I don't know who to go after here. So they're gonna go.
Well, I will
Patrick
let
Hughes.
you know who's available. Hughes.
That's funny. They draft a third base, they get a third base. So Patrick Hughes, showcase player, going to the Pirates.
351 career average.
Isaiah Reagan from the Nats. They're going to take Tommy Puppo from Houston.
Bust.
Did you say bust?
Yeah.
You had a good showcase, I thought.
Yeah, he has one of the worst potential ratings.
Oh, great. So the Nats just didn't do their homework, man. They just didn't do their homework. Tyler Shumpert from Rice. I like Tyler Shumpert. Catcher for the Marlins. All right, so we're up. We're up now. So we can either go with Tommy Navarro, Mississippi State catcher, Scott Seaback from Northwestern center fielder, or Ron Street, Memphis first baseman. I can honestly tell you I don't know much about these dudes other than maybe Tommy Navarro. I remember we talked about Tommy Navarro a lot. A couple pitchers on the board. Sean Najar. We could get another Bradley. We could get our first Bradley player into the Cubs team. But I kind of like Reed Stein. I think he's a lefty from New Orleans.
Yes, he is. He is a lefty out of New Orleans. 3.44 ERA, 388 strikeouts to 153 walks, and a 31-19 career record. I don't know. That's hard to beat. Because the other guy that's left is Mike Larkin out of Florida State.
Yeah.
3.5, 248 over 131. That's not a guy I'd like.
No.
And then Najar has that nasty cut fastball, but his ERA is at 4.31, 230 over 117. So I think if you go pitcher, you have to go Reed Stein.
Yeah.
But if you choose to go hitter, I think my top hitter out of them is probably Ron Street.
From Memphis.
Out of Memphis. He's a 2.97 guy. He's got a decent bat. He's not a fast guy though. He's going to be a slower guy. If you're looking for speed, the top speed guy is Scott Sebeck out of Northwestern.
Because we really just don't have a lot of speed at all.
And it's another outfielder, which is a position of weakness.
Yeah, I'm just concerned with the outfield side of things. Like, he's gonna get blocked. We got a lot of outfielders that are kind of like him. So I'm concerned about that. What is Tommy Navarro?
Tommy Navarro is a 322 hitter, 16 bombs, 63 RBIs, 100 career runs, and about 50 stolen bases. He's a catcher, though. Just a pure catcher.
Trying to find him here on my list here.
He's number 28.
What? Where is he?
Or did you unorganize yours?
I think I accidentally unorganized it. Anyway, we already took our boy Addison. So I'm thinking we got to go with Reed Stein. Got to go another pitcher.
I think that's a solid pick, though. So
yep, that's our pick. So Reed Stein will be our guy, and we'll just add another pitcher here. So Francisco Campos will be Reed Stein. And we've only got a couple more picks left to go, boys. So we've got 5 guys up on the board. And then from this point, we're just going to randomize the rest of the draft and go from there. So round 3, we took Francisco Campos, which is Reed Stein. Next up, Anthony Valenzuela for the Twinkies. So they've got to either pick from Mike Larkin or Sean Najar. Let's see where they go. So they're going to go with Sean Najar. Next, right after our pick from Reed Stein, they're going to go with Najar out of Bradley. And then Royals get a positional player. Let's see what happens there. They're going to go Tommy Navarro. So, catcher. Maybe this is how the show does their drafts, Dalton.
Hey, man, I guess.
Rockies. Gonna go with Rod Street. Oh my God! So they're gonna go with power. They're gonna go with power again. Focus on that offense.
Hey man, I mean, playing in Denver, you might as well get the power guy.
Tigers are gonna take Scott Seaback from Northwestern. That's the last positional player on the board for them. And this is going to be the Angels guy at that point. So there's nothing else for me to do. There's no more custom guys. So Miguel Quintana, the Mets are going to get Stephen Cora. So these guys are not going to change. These guys will still exist in this series. Padres go custom pitcher.
They get Mike Larkin.
And that's going to be Mike Larkin. So.
And where did he go, Padres?
Yep, Mike Larkin to the Padres.
Okay.
So that's it, guys. That's the draft for custom players. And honestly, I can't really do too much anyway at this point because we didn't scout a whole bunch of people. So we're just going to randomize the rest of it. And
no,
because
take
these
some
custom
guesses.
players are so good, I don't want to necessarily cheese the game up. You know, we're gonna do a lot of good things with our first 3 draft picks.
Stop it! Don't you hit that simulate button, sir.
Why?
We're gonna find some more steals. I'm the draft god. Come on.
Nah.
You've got me on the call. I'm the draft god. We're gonna pick some players. Let's go.
No, we'll sim it. We'll sim it. We've only got 10 people in the chat. We've been live for an hour, so I'm good.
Fine.
So we got our 3 picks. Let's take a look and see who we drafted. Again, I think we've got that marked over here, I believe. We say Cubs. We drafted 1 positional player. That's going to be Chris Addison, the catcher / outfielder from Santa Clara. Really good pick. I think he's going to be a great get for us. And we've got this player here, our pitcher. Whoop. God dang, Doug. Get the screen capture going, man. Get the screen capture going. So again, just for review, we drafted Chris Addison, catcher outfielder from Santa Clara. 99 overall potential. Nice. We also got David Booth and Reed Stein. So we got ourselves a right-handed pitcher and a left-handed pitcher. Kind of 2 guys that do a little bit of different things, right? We've got Reed Stein as a lefty, Booth as a righty. Look at the number of strikeouts to walks. So we're really trying to hit that home. We're trying to get winning pitchers, 27 and 24 for Booth. But maybe more the wild card guy. Stein is a little bit more consistent. So I like what we did in our first 3 picks for sure. Who do you think won the draft, Dalton, if you had to pick? I think the Blue Jays had a lot of just quantity.
Yeah, but the thing about the Blue Jays is that the mistakes that they made is they picked a lot of the same positional guys, and I think that's going to be a big downfall to their class because they got they got another shortstop. They don't need one. They've got, unless they're really just trying to build the depth in their farm system, but at the same time they got some pretty good players that are just going to have to sit because they're behind Bo Bichette and Vlad Guerrero. You know, they're behind guys that they're just going to have to suffer behind. So,
right. Yeah, and I mean, for as long as they exist, you know, maybe they just stay inside that organization. They just groom them up.
But my winner of the draft is definitely the Brew Crew.
Yeah, I mean, what you see up on the screen is not like representative of their actual draft, but yeah. Well, of course, you picked the Brew Crew to win the draft because you're on the team now.
Hey, man. Don't hate the player, hate the game, all right?
Yeah. I thought the Reds had a good draft. They had some good pitching prospects that they added to, so I know they're...
I think the Royals had a really good draft as well.
Oh my God! Listen to the homerism out here.
No. They got Victor Worster out of Oregon State. I think that was a very, very solid pick. He's the top pitcher on the whole board. 74 overall, coming in 99 potential. I mean, they got him at number 9. So I think they got a steal there. And I mean, even with the pick of Francisco Griffin out of ECU. He's a lower potential guy, but he's going to come in as the higher overall guy. So I think that's a very solid pick as well for a play now kind of guy for a Royals team that needs pitching help. I mean, we're a little old, you know, and then they even got what's his name?
The Reds only drafted 1 pitcher. They got Ben Zawadzki.
Yep.
Thought they drafted more pitchers than that.
But the Royals also went out and got Garabedian out of New Orleans, who's going to be a solid higher potential outfielder. So the Royals definitely had a very good draft. And they also went out and got Tommy Navarro. So absolutely zero complaints from me out of the Royals organization.
Yeah. Are we sure? Did we capture all the Reds in there?
I'm pretty sure we did.
Okay.
Am I missing some?
I've only got one draft pick for the Reds. Nope. Wait, I see Reds here. Okay. So the Reds drafted Zawadzki. They also got George Salas. So that's a good ad. The Dodgers had a lot of picks too. Look at this. Look at the Dodgers. They got Leisure, Davidson, and Sizemore. So they've like hit the pitching hard. Look at the B potentials here. Man, oh man.
Yeah, they hit 3 straight pitchers, and they're all solid pitchers. The one guy's a question mark, and they picked him the highest too. The 67 overall guy was their higher pick.
Man. Brutal.
Yeah, the poor Astros.
Rico's wondering where his guy went. Cornelius Kane. Do you happen to remember where he went?
I honestly do not remember. He was the first custom off the board.
Yeah. Which I forget where.
I didn't write that down because that was a really far scroll.
Did you do the Did you do a number? Okay, I see. All right. Yeah, we'll have to go back and find out where he went off, but yeah, he definitely.
It would have been drafted. Here. Hold on. I numbered all the blue chip guys. So the first blue chip guy would have been. Oh, that's a good question.
The last positional guy would have been.
Yeah, we'll see. We got
Padres.
And then
last positional would have been Padres, so it would have been anywhere from 15 down.
No, it would have been they would have went number 21. Because if 15 was the last, was it 14 or 15 that was the last positional guy?
He said a rewatch. He'll just rewatch it.
Well, because I like I said, I numbered all of the blue chip guys, so
yeah,
they're in order of their actual draft order. So
okay.
If he went 14, if the last positional guy went 14, then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so he would have went number 21. So whoever had the 21st pick.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that is it for the draft. So now that process is done and over with, we're going to zoom through the rest of the series, I think. Unless we have any all-star players, we might showcase some players here. But we're going to actually make some trades here in June. Not so much at the deadline. Kind of want to get through Season 1, start getting into Season 2 as fast as we possibly can. This is, we're at 25 and 30 at this point. We had a better May than an April. I mean, April was atrocious. May, we had an above 500 record to get us back over to 25 and 30. So it'll be interesting to see how this Cubs team is going to look here as we move forward in June. Like I said, I've got a couple trades up my sleeve, and I can't wait to bring that episode to you on Tuesday. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream for the draft. I'm looking forward to seeing our guys. Looking forward to seeing all of our NCAA players, our patrons in here. And like I mentioned before, I can't actually edit these players down. So like this guy, Maurice Simbrowski, I can't edit him. Only offer him a contract. The only time I can edit him is actually in the off season when he's signed the contract, when he's on our team, when he's on our roster. So I'm actually going to go through in the off season and start editing all these players to match the player that they drafted. So we're going to see all these guys that we just drafted here in the series, which will be really fun. That way when we play them in spring training next year, or even year 2, year 3, year 4, we're going to start to see these guys like pop up. And, we're going to continue this process. In year 2, we'll have the same type of draft. Year 3, we'll have the same type of draft. Bringing players over from our NCAA series on Twitch. And, of course, your custom prospects as well. So Dalton, thank you very much for joining in, man. It was awesome. It was fun, having you be able to help out and talk about these players and the statistics and kind of what these guys do. Make sure our audience knows kind of what we're going to be watching here in the next couple of episodes. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. I actually enjoyed doing this and helping you with the prospect showcase and everything like that. It's been a blast.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it. Leave a like if you like this thing. Make sure before you leave to drop a like. It obviously helps out the video in that stupid algorithm. So that's probably going to hurt me. YouTube knows exactly what you say in your videos, so I got to watch out for that stupid algorithm. Effing algorithm. Now it's just going to, demonetize me and all that crap. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday for more Cubs action. And as always, thank you for watching, and peace.